Welcome to Plan and Practice channel. Today we will see class 10 samacheer Science Lesson 22 Environmental Management. Introduction. Environmental management deals with different aspects of environment, its structure, functions, its quality and its maintenance, including conservation of its living and non-living components. The diversified natural resources of this earth provide the necessity for survival of all forms of life, including man. Everything that comes from nature has some utility for man, but its utilization is possible based on the availability of appropriate technology. Resources can be renewed simultaneously along with their exploitation: forest, crops, wildlife, groundwater, wind and solar energy. They can maintain themselves by natural recycling or can be replenished by proper management. Simultaneously, non-renewable resources cannot be recycled and can get exhausted by unlimited and continuous use mineral ores, coal, petroleum, etc. They cannot be replaced easily. This would lead to a situation where non-renewable resources may come to an end after a certain period of time. Expanding human population resulted in expanding needs of man. With scientific and technological advancement, man started utilizing natural resources at a much larger scale. Continuous increase in population caused an increased demand for resources. Therefore, conservation of natural resources makes important contribution to the social and economic development of the country. Next, we will see conservation and judicious use of resources. Natural resources are conserved for their biological, economic and recreational values. The use of natural resources in excess and unplanned way leads to imbalance in the environment. A judicious balance should be maintained between exploitation of resources and its replenishment. Proper utilization and management of nature and its resources is termed as conservation. We have to build a sustainable world which should last forever. Some of the ways to sustain continuous use of resources are practices to utilize energy efficiently, avoid wastage of water, avoid usage of plastics and other non-biodegradable materials, and to take care for the environment we live. It's important that we manage and use our resources carefully so as to preserve for future generations. Next, we will see forests and its importance. Forests are an important component of our environmental and are dominated by microorganisms, flowering plants, shrubs, climbers, dense trees, and provide a vast habitat for wild animals. Forests also contribute to the economic development of our country. Forests are vital for human life. It is a source for a wide range of renewable natural resources. They provide wood, food, fodder, fiber, and medicine. Forests are major factor of environmental concern. They act as carbon sink, regulate climatic conditions, increase rainfall, reduce global warming, prevent natural hazards like flood and landslides, protect wildlife, and also act as catchments for water conservation. They also play a vital role in maintaining the ecological balance. Next, we will see deforestation and its effects. Deforestation is the destruction of large area of forest. This happens for many reasons like intensive agriculture, urbanization, construction of dams, roads, buildings and industries, hydroelectric projects, forest fires, construction of mountain and forest roads. It is a threat to economy, quality of life and future of its environment. India is losing about 1.5 million hectares of forest cover every year. Next we will see the Chipko movement. The Chipko movement was a non-violent agitation in 1973 that was aimed at protection and conservation of trees. The name of the movement Chipko comes from the word embrace, as the villagers hugged the trees and encircled them to prevent them from being cut. The movement originated in the Chamoli district of Uttar Pradesh, now Uttarakhand. The protest of Chipko movement achieved a major victory in 1980 with a 15-year ban on cutting trees in the Himalayan forest. The effects of deforestation. Forestation gives rise to ecological problems like floods, drought, soil erosion, loss of wildlife, extinction of species, imbalance of geochemical cycles, alteration of climatic conditions and desertification. Next we will see conservation of forests. How do we conserve the forest? How do we save and protect the forest? India has an area of 752.3 lakh hectare classified as reserve forest and 215.1 lakh hectare as protected forest. The important measures taken for conservation of forests are as follows. Afforestation. Activities for forestation program. One Utsav includes planting and protecting trees with multiple uses, which helps in restoration of green cover. Destruction of trees should be curtailed. Next measure for conservation of forest is social forestry program. It should be undertaken on a large scale with active participation of the public and utilization of common land to produce firewood, fodder and timber for the benefit of the rural community. This relieves pressure on existing forests and to safeguard future of tribals. Next measure for conservation of forest is forest conservation through laws. Adopting stringent laws and policies to conserve and protect forests are through National Forest Policy 1952 and 1988 and Forest Conservation Act 1980. Next we will see wildlife and its conservation. Wildlife refers to undomesticated animals living in their natural habitats, forests, grasslands and deserts, an area without human habitation. They are needed for maintaining biological diversity. It also helps in promoting economic activities that generates revenue through tourism. Conservation of forests and wildlife is interrelated with each other. Decline in wildlife population. Wildlife of India is a great natural heritage. Exploitation of wildlife resources has decreased global wildlife population by 52% between 1970 and 2014. Our over-exploitation and shrinking of forest cover areas has resulted in animals becoming extinct. Some are threatened and some are on the verge of extinction in recent years. Increase in human encroachment has posed a threat to India's wildlife. Aims of wildlife management. The main aim of wildlife conservation are First one, to control and limit exploitation of species. Second one, to preserve the plants and animals from extinction. Third one, maintenance of threatened species and protect species which are on the verge of extinction. Next, preserve the endangered species. Next, to study the ecological relationship of the plants and animals in natural habitat. Hunting and poaching should be prohibited. Establishment of national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, protected areas and biosphere reserves. Next, we will see the Wildlife Protection Act was established in 1972. The provisions of the Act are prohibit killing and hunting of specified animals, constitute sanctuaries, national parks and closed areas for wildlife conservation, special schemes for preservation of endangered species, constitute central zoo authority and recognition of zoos, restrict, regulate or prohibit trade in wild animals and products obtained from them. Jim Corbett National Park was the first to be established in 1936 in Uttarakhand, India. There are 15 biosphere reserves in India. The Nilgiris is a biosphere reserve in Tamil Nadu. Next, we will see organizations involved in conservation of wildlife. Indian Board for Wildlife, IBWL. Next, World Wildlife Fund for Nature, WWF. World Conservation Union, WCN. International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, IUCN. International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, IUCN. Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species, CITES. Bombay Natural History Society, BNHS. Wildlife Preservation Society of India, Dehradun. Radhika Ramaswamy, a native of Venkatachalapuram village, Theni district in Tamil Nadu, was the first Indian woman to strike an international reputation as wildlife photographer. Her passion is towards bird photography. A photo book on wildlife titled The Best of Wildlife Moments was published in November 2014. Wildlife Conservation Initiative in India. Project Tiger and Project Elephant has been launched in 1973 and 1992 respectively. Crocodile Conservation Project was launched in 1976. Sea Turtle Conservation Project was launched in 1999. India Rhino Vision 2020 is to conserve at least 3,000 greater one-horned rhinos in Assam, India by 2020. Soil erosion. Next, we will see soil erosion. The top layers of soil contain humus and mineral salts, which are vital for the growth of plants. Removal of upper layer of soil by wind and water is called soil erosion. Removal of upper area of soil by wind and water is called soil erosion. Soil erosion causes a significant loss of humus, nutrients and decrease the fertility of the soil. Agents of soil erosion. Agents of soil erosion are high velocity of wind, air currents, flowing water, landslide, human activities, deforestation, farming and mining, and overgrazing by cattle. Next, we will see the management of soil erosion. How to manage the soil erosion. So, what is soil erosion? Removal of upper layer of soil by wind and water is called soil erosion. So, how do we manage it? First one, retain vegetation cover so that soil is not exposed. Next, cattle grazing should be controlled. Crop rotation and soil management improve soil organic matter. Runoff water should be stored in catchment. Reforestation, terracing and contour plowing. Wind speed can be controlled by planting trees in form of a shelter belt. Next is renewable and non-renewable energy. Energy is an important input for development. The expansion of possible energy resources has been directly related to the pace of agricultural and industrial development in every part of the world. Energy resources can be classified as a non-renewable and renewable energy. So, what are they? Renewable and non-renewable energy. Next, we will see non-renewable exhaustible energy resources. Energy obtained from sources that cannot renew themselves over a short period of time is known as non-renewable energy. These are available in limited amount in nature. They include coal, petroleum, natural gas and nuclear power. These conventional energy resources account for 90% of the world's production of commercial energy, and nuclear power account for 10%. Renewable inexhaustible energy resources. These energy resources are available in unlimited amount in nature and they can be renewed over a short period of time. Inexpensive and can be harvested continuously. These comprise the vast potential of non-conventional energy resources, which include biofuel, biomass energy, geothermal energy, water energy, hydroelectric energy and tidal energy, solar energy, wave energy and wind energy. Next, we will see fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are found inside the earth's crust and are energy-rich substances formed by natural processes such as anaerobic decomposition of buried dead organisms over millions of years. As the accumulating sediment layers produce heat and pressure, remaining of the organism, the remains of the organisms are gradually transformed into hydrocarbon, example petroleum, coal and natural gas. These are the example of fossil fuels: petroleum, coal and natural gas. Next we will see coal and petroleum. Coal and petroleum are natural resources. They are called fossil fuels as they are formed from degradation of biomass buried deep under the earth millions of years ago. India is the third largest consumer of crude oil in the world after the United States and China. Coal is used for generation of electricity at thermal power plants. Petroleum, also known as crude oil, is processed in oil refineries to produce petrol and diesel, which are used to run automobiles, trucks, trains, ships and aeroplanes. Kerosene and LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, obtained from petroleum, is used as domestic fuel for cooking food. The coal and petroleum reserves can get exhausted if we continue using them at a rapid rate. The formation of these fossil fuels is a very slow process and takes a very long period of time for renewal. Steps to conserve coal and petroleum resources. It is necessary to conserve or save coal and petroleum resources for future use, which can be done by reducing their consumption. If electricity is saved, it will in turn reduce the reduce the use of coal. If electricity is saved, it will in turn reduce the use of coal. Using bicycle for covering short distances instead of using car, scooter or motorcycles. Third one, using pressure cooker can reduce the consumption of kerosene and LPG while cooking food. Solar cooker and solar heaters can be used wherever possible. Fourth one, motor vehicles should be designed with fuel efficient engines to increase efficiency and also reduce air pollution. Case study of Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is one of the 7 wonders of the world and is located in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. It is built with white marble. The Mathura Oil Refinery, owned by Indian Oil Corporation, present India is the third largest consumer of crude oil in the world after United States and China. Case study of Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is one of the 7 wonders of the world and is located in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. It is built with white marble. The Mathura Oil Refinery, owned by Indian Oil Corporation, presented around this area produce sulfur and nitrogen oxides. The white marble became yellow due to air pollution. The government of India has set up emission standard around the monument to protect it from the damage. Next we will see non-conventional alternative energy resources. The energy crisis has shown that for sustainable development in energy sector where we must conserve the non-renewable conventional resources from its rapid depletion and replace them by non-polluting renewable sources which are environmental clean. Efforts are made to develop new sources of energy which is called non-conventional sources of energy. It would provide greater initiative to local people who could assess their needs and resources and plan a strategy that could be useful to them. Next is solar energy. Solar energy is the energy obtained from the sun. The sun gives out vast amount of light and heat. It is only a little less than half, 47% of solar energy which falls on the atmosphere, which reaches the earth's surface. If we could just a small part of this energy, if we could use just a small part of this energy, it would fulfill all the country's need for power. Solar energy has advantages and also certain diminution and also certain limitations. Solar energy devices. The energy from the sun can be harnessed to provide power. The various devices used for harnessing sun's energy are called solar energy devices. Solar cells. Solar cells, photovoltaic devices. Photovoltaic devices is made up of silicon that converts sunlight directly into electricity. Solar cell produces electricity without polluting the environment. Since it uses no fuel other than sunlight, no harmful gases no burning and no wastages are produced. These can be installed in remote and inaccessible areas, forests and hilly regions where setting up of power plant is expensive. Uses of solar cells. First one, it can be used for street lighting, traffic signals, water pumping, battery charging, etc. Battery charging system, etc. Second one, it is used in artificial satellites and space probes. Third one, it provides radio and TV transmission to remote areas. Fourth one, it is used in calculation, electronic toys and watches. Solar panel arrangement of many solar cells side by side connected to each other is called solar panel. The capacity to provide electric current is much increased in the solar panel, but the process of manufacture is very expensive. Solar cooker. It consists of an insulated metal box or wooden box which is painted with inside so as to absorb maximum solar radiation. A thick gas sheet forms the cover over the box. The reflector is the plain mirror which is attached to the box. The food is cooked by energy radiated by the sun. Solar thermal power plant. Next we will see solar thermal power plant. In solar thermal power plants, many solar panels are used to concentrate sun rays to heat up water into steam. The steam is used to run the turbines to produce electricity. The capacity of 100 liters solar heater can save up to 1500 units of electricity per year. Advantages of solar energy. It is available in abundance in our country and is free of cost. Second one, it is a renewable source of energy. Third one, it can be used for generating electricity or heat. Fourth one, it does not cause pollution. Next one is biogas. Biogas is the mixture of methane, nearly 75% hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide and hydrogen. It produces by the decomposition of animal waste, cow dung and the plant waste in the absence of oxygen. It is also commonly called gobar gas, since the starting material used in cow dung, which means gobar in Hindi. Uses of biogas. It is used for fuel for cooking. Uses of biogas. First one, in biogas, what are we used? How do we use the biogas in our daily life? First one, it is used for fuel for cooking. Second one, it is used to run motors and pump sets. Third one, it is used to generate electricity. Advantages of biogas. It burns without smoke and therefore causes less pollution. Second one, an excellent way to get rid of organic waste like bio-waste and sewage material. Third one, leftover slurry is a good manure rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. It is safe and convenient to use. Fourth one is it is safe and convenient to use. Fifth one, it can reduce the amount of greenhouse gases emitted. Next is shale gas. Shale refers to the soft, finely stratified sedimentary rock that is formed from the compaction of small old rocks containing mud and minerals such as quartz and calcite trapped beneath Earth's surface. These rocks contain fossil fuels like oil and gas in their cores. The fuel is extracted by a technique called hydraulic fracturing, drilling or well boring of sedimentary rocks layers to reach productive reservoir layers. Environmental concerns of shale gas. Environmental concerns of shale gas. First one, shale drilling could affect groundwater reserves, which can contaminate the drinking water resources and also affect the fertility of the soil. Second one, the million gallons of water is needed to break and release shale gas, which in turn can affect the water table. More to know, India has identified 6 basins as areas for shale gas exploration: Cambay, Gujarat; Assam, Arkan; Northeast, Gondwana; Central India, Krishna Godavari onshore; East Coast, Kaveri onshore, and Indo-Gangetic basins. Next, we will see wind energy. The kinetic energy possessed by the wind is used due to its high speed that can be converted into mechanical power by wind turbines. The rotatory motion of windmill produces wind energy. It can be used for generating electricity, run water pumps, flour mills, draw water from the wells, etc. The world's largest and tallest wind turbine is situated in Hawaii. One wind turbine can produce electricity for 300 homes. Windmill is a machine that converts the energy of wind into rotational energy by broad blade attached to rotating axis. When the blowing air strikes the blades of the windmill, it exerts force and causes the blades to rotate. The rotational movement of the blades operate the generator and electricity is produced. The energy when the blowing air strikes the blade of the windmill, it exerts force and causes blades to rotate. The rotational movement of the blades operate the generator and electricity is produced. The energy output from each windmill is coupled together to get electricity on a commercial scale. Advantages of wind energy. Wind energy is free, eco-friendly, renewable source of energy. Second one, it does not cause pollution. Third one, expenses on periodic maintenance is low when compared to the other power sources. Next, we see water energy. Earth's surface is covered with nearly 71% of water. Harnessing the energy from the flowing water can be used to produce electricity. The technique of harness the water energy is called hydropower. The technique to harness the water energy is called hydropower. The electrical energy is derived from water flow. Water falling from a height. Hilly areas are suitable for this purpose, where there is continuous flow of water in large amount falling from high slopes. It does not cause environmental pollution or waste generation. Hydropower plants converts the kinetic energy of flowing water into electricity. This is called hydroelectricity. Next, we will see tidal energy. Tidal energy is energy obtained from the movement of water due to oxygen tides. Tides are the rise and fall of sea levels. Caused by the combined effect of the gravitational forces exerted on the oceans of the earth. Tides are the rise and fall of sea levels caused by the combined effects of the gravitational forces exerted on the oceans of the earth. A tidal stream is a fast flowing body of water created by tides. Turbines are placed in tidal streams. When the tides hit the turbine rotates and converts the tidal energy into electrical energy. Advantage of tidal energy. Tidal energy does not produce any pollution. It does not use any fuel and does not produce any waste. Third one, tides are predictable. No tidal energy can be produced at any time. Fourth one, water is denser than air and therefore can generate electricity at lower speeds than wind turbines. Next we will see rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is a technique of collecting and storing rainwater for future use. It is a traditional method of storing rainwater in underground tanks, ponds, lakes, check dams and used in future. The main purpose of rainwater harvesting is to make the rainwater percolate under the ground so as to recharge groundwater level. Methods of rainwater harvesting. First one, rooftop rainwater harvesting. Rooftops are excellent rain catchers. The rainwater that falls on the roof of the houses, apartments, commercial buildings, etc. is collected and stored in the surface tank and can be used for domestic purpose. Second one, recharge pit. In this method, the rainwater is first collected from the rooftops or open spaces and is directed into percolation pits through pipes and filtration. After filtration, the rainwater enters the recharge pits or ground well. People living in the rural area adopt a variety of water collecting methods to capture and store as rainwater. Some of the methods used are: first one, digging of tanks or lakes. It is one of the traditional water harvesting system in Tamil Nadu. Eries are constructed in such a way that if the water is one area overflows, it automatically gets diverted to the area of the next village as these areas are interconnected. Second one, Uranes. These are small ponds. These are small ponds to collect rainwater. The water is used for various domestic purposes, drinking, washing and bathing. These ponds scatter the nearby villages. Kallanai Dam, also called Grand Anicut, is the fourth oldest dam in the world. Constructed by King Karikala Chola of the Chola dynasty in the 2nd century AD CE. It still serves the people of Tamil Nadu. The dam is located on the river Kaveri, approximately 20 km from the city of Tiruchirappalli. Next, advantages of rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting helps to, first one, overcome the rapid depletion of groundwater levels to meet the increased demand of water, reduce flood and soil erosion. Water stored in groundwater is not contaminated by human and animal waste and hence can be used for drinking purpose. Electrical energy management. Electricity or electric power is produced by generators. The generators are operated by the turbines attached to it. The turbines are rotated by steam moving water or wind power to produce electricity. Conservation of electrical energy. The following measures can be taken even at home and school to save electricity. Use energy efficient appliances to save electricity like compact fluorescent lamps, CFL, compact fluorescent lamps, CFL, light emitting diode, LED bulbs and other electric equipments. Second one, switch off the lights and fans, television and other electrical appliances when not in use. Third one, switch off the mobile phone charge when not in use. Switch off the mobile phone chargers when not in use. Fourth one, maximize the use of solar radiation. Solar water heating system can be used instead of electric geysers. Fifth one, minimize the use of air conditioners. Next we will see e-waste and its management. E-waste and its management. E-waste are generally called electronic waste, which include the spoiled, outdated, non-repairable electrical and electronic devices. These words contain toxic metals like lead, cadmium, chromium, and mercury, though also contain iron, copper, silicon, aluminium, and gold, which can be recovered. Nevertheless, only 5% of e-waste produced are recycled. Sources of e-waste: electronic devices, computers, laptops, mobile phones, printers, monitors, televisions, DVD player, calculators, toys, sport equipments, etc. Household electrical appliances: refrigerators, washing machine, microwave, oven, mixer, grinder, water heater, etc. Accessories: printer, printing cartridges, batteries, and chargers. E-waste include computer components 66%, telecommunication components 12%, electronic components 5%, biomedical components 7%, other components 6%. Environmental impact of e-wastes: disposal of any kind of electrical and electronic devices without knowledge can become the landfill and water pollutants. More to know: health effects of e-waste: lead damages center and peripheral nervous system, affect brain development in children. Chromium, asthmatic bronchitis. Cadmium accumulates in kidney and liver, neural damage. Muscular. Mercury, chronic damage to brain and respiratory system. Plastic, including polyvinyl chloride, burning produces dioxin, which can use developmental and reproductive problems, damages the immune system. Electronic equipments contain many hazardous heavy metals such as lead, cadmium that can cause severe oil and groundwater pollution. E-waste dumping yards and the places nearby are polluted and cause severe health hazard. Sewage management: untreated sewage or waste water generated from domestic and industrial process is the leading polluter of water sources in India. Sewage water results in agricultural contamination and environmental degradation. Sources of sewage wastewater: domestic purpose of household activities, dye and textile industries, leather industries, sugar and breweries industries, paper and pulp industries. Sewage water treatment method: the conventional wastewater treatment methods involve the following steps. First one, pre-sealing, aeration, sludge management, water reuse. Pre-screening: wastewater generated from domestic and industrial activities is screened to remove soil and or solid particulates. Aeration: screened wastewater is then pumped into aeration tank. Here the microbial contaminants are removed by the biological degradation that occurs in the presence of air. Sedimentation process: in the process of the solid particles in suspension form are allowed to settle. The particles that settle out from the suspension is known as sludge. Sludge removal: the sludge generated by the degradation process is transferred periodically from the tank for safe disposal. Disinfection: chlorination and ultraviolet radiation of treated water is required to remove any microorganism contamination. water recycling. The water will then be supplied for domestic or industrial purposes. Next we will see solid waste management. Solid waste mainly include municipal waste, hospital waste, industry waste and e-waste. The solid waste are dumped in the soil, which results in landscape pollution. Solid waste management involves the collection, treatment and proper disposing of solid material that is discarded from the household and industrial activities. Methods of solid waste disposal. Methods of solid waste disposal. First one, segregation. It is the separation of different type of waste materials like biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Second one, sanitary landfill. Solid waste are dumped into low-lying areas. The areas are compacted by trucks to allow settlement. The waste materials get established in about 2 to 12 months. The organic matter undergoes decomposition. Second one, incineration. It is burning of biodegradable solid waste. Medical waste is properly constructed furnace at high temperature. Second one, composting. Biodegradable matter of solid waste is digested by microbial action or earthworm and converted into humus. Recycling of waste papers from old books, magazines and newspaper are recycled to produce papers in paper mill. Agricultural waste like coconut shells, jute, cotton stalk, bagasse of sugarcane can be used to make paper and hard board. Paddy husk can be used as livestock fodder. Next, cow dung and other organic waste can be used in gobar gas plant to provide biogas and manure for fields. Next is 4R approach. 4R approach such as reduce, reuse, recovery and recycle may be followed for effective waste management. So 4R approach. The 4R approach such as reduce, reuse, recovery and recycle may be followed for effective waste management. Next points to remember in this chapter. Conservation is a process which is concerned with the use, preservation and proper management of natural resources from restrictive activities of human being. Second one, conservation of natural resources contributes to social and economic development of the country. Third one, forest of a country constitute a major asset for the people of the country. Third one, national park is a reserved for area for the conservation of entire wildlife including plant and animal. Sanctuary is a place reserved exclusive for use of animals. Next one, solar cell is a device that absorbs sunlight and converts into electric energy. Next point, solar water heater does not require electricity. They heat up water directly from sunlight. Next point, biogas is produced by the anaerobic decomposition of cow dung. Next one, the technique of collecting and storing rainwater for future purpose is known as rainwater harvesting. Unwatered, non-working and outdated electronic products become e-waste. So this is the chapter environmental management. You can also pronounce it as environmental management. Thanks for watching. this lesson. Happy learning. Thank you.